Morning. Are these lights extra bright this morning? Normally I have chat on the right. That's part of it. Can I do that easy? Ooh, that was easy. Thank you, Apple. I haven't had coffee yet. Sappy. We moved. Ooh. A little extra sugar in the coffee this morning. It's good. We're painting this today. It looks nice for doing it while super jet-lagged and tired. Happy day after Kirby Air Riders launch. Last night, if you missed it, Steven and I played Kirby Air Riders. And then I got a little motion sick near the end. And then he did some of the solo stuff, I think, and then did an online match. It was fun. He made corn bike, cornmobile. Corn dog. Alright, I have a palette I need to clean that I currently cannot paint with. And I have a giant mess all over this table because it has not moved since I did the panel painting where I had that panel of white splatters and turned it into this galaxy thing. Remember when we used the fluorescent magenta color? So what I'm going to start by doing is I'm going to start by getting rid of all of the trash, which is all of my little bits of tracer paper and carbon paper for this. And then we're going to start soaking this palette. That was a while ago. Yeah, I haven't painted since then. And that wasn't even like painting. It's kind of hard for me to call this painting because I'm just filling in shapes. So, we'll get there. The Mudflap I want to paint for myself will involve painting and shading. I think I showed it last week. I can show it again. All right, this is all the trash. Oh, I don't need this piece of sandpaper. And there's a lot of paint I can put away, but I can start by soaking this. Spray bottle. Spray bottle's still over there. What is painting if not filling in shapes? True, but hear me out. What's coloring then? There needs to be like some shading going on, I feel like, or something. Because like drawing the shapes, which is what I did already. Oh, there's a piece of paper still. Is drawing. Luckily this is just water, so some of it that got in my coffee just made it watered down. Alright, so we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna put tubes away. Yellow, white, orange, pink. I feel like these need to live somewhere else. The magenta color, or the fluorescent colors. What are you, Zinc? So one of my plans for this is basically to mix up different violets and then go all sorts of ways with each of them. Like maybe have 3 base violets. And then like one that's Dogzine violet, purple. No, that's medium. Where's my Dogzine? There it is. Okay, so I have 2. So I have these 2. And then I'm gonna mix up one with my primary colors. Maybe a few. And then I'm gonna just go like lighter and darker with all of them. So that's kind of the thought I have about how I'm doing this. We have a 32-month resub from Aiden C. Good morning. Also, why do I have gold, silver, and pearl out? Don't remember why I did that. It was over a month ago. I also have titanium white. What was I doing? Like, these are always out. Yeah, that's like all of my normal stuff out, except the scissors. And this brush. There, all cleaned up, except this palette. See, it's all covered in the colors from that space painting. I had Pokemon on the brain. Gold, silver, and pearl. I do not know where a good blade is. Oh, there's one. That was something I was worried about. I was like, where's my good blade to scrape the glass? Found it. So, yeah, I'm going to mix up a few violets, and then we're going to go lighter and darker with both of them, do tints and shades. And then I can also go like warmer and cooler with each of them. So I can have a lot of violets very quickly. And I think my plan is maybe to work top down. Oh, there's stuff on my hand. Top down. But like every time I have a new violet, I can paint it somewhere new. Like I can put it... Oh, this is fun. Look at it. It's like clear. It feels like balloons. It's just dried paint. Little films of paint. And it's really colorful. That's why it's fun. Yeah, so I can use... I don't have to do every single piece of this a different violet. I feel like I could. Like I could push that and do that. That would be hard. But I can also like reuse a color a few times. And it won't be that noticeable. They won't be next to each other. The goal is not to have anything that's the same touching. I remember some 2000s toy seen on TV thing. Balloons? No. No, like it was spelled funny. It was like this plastic stuff that came in a tiny, tiny paint tube, and you had a straw, and you put it on the end, and you could blow it up. Carly had it. But by then, I knew I had a latex allergy, and we weren't sure if it was latex, so I didn't play with it. Okay. I didn't know the name of this. I feel like it was like balloons, but spelled funny. Chaz, is the thing in Discord something I have to deal with right now, or can I deal with it in 2 hours? Balloonies, that's it, Vagabond. It can wait. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, clean palette, clean table. I need a few more colors. What do I want? Cyan? Magenta. That's yellow. That's magenta. Titanium white. And I want titanium white specifically instead of zinc because my lines aren't perfect on here and I cannot erase the carbon that I traced onto here. So I need it to be very opaque because also my bonding primer, I was thinking gesso and I'm like, it's not gesso. The bonding primer is not fully opaque. I can see some of the black through it, so it's making it not pure white. So I'm going to use titanium white to help make it more opaque. And it should help. Hopefully these don't need multiple coats. So I have that, and then I should probably also make some violets from, I'm gonna call them real pigment colors instead of like primary magenta. They have a name. So let's see. The colors you use for that tend to be what? Alizarin? Cad. But for this application, I think I'm gonna use fake Cad. Cad Hue. And then we need some blues. And let's see, what did I use in college? Ultramarine and phthalo blue. Must have been phthalo blue green shade. Why do I have 2 of these out? In college, I had to buy 6 tubes of paint. Or only yellows. I don't remember what they were. I feel like these are none of them. We had to buy 2 blues, 2 reds, and 2 yellows, and that was like the 6 we were allowed. Hansa, maybe? Maybe it was Hansa. None of these sound familiar, but I'm also pulling back to like 2009. And then we had white, and like that was what we were allowed to paint with. So these are good colors for me to make the violets with. All right, I have a lot of ways to make purples, and I have some purples already. I should also grab black. Carbon? No, Mars. Didn't grab that already, that was strange. I could go with yellow to desaturate the violet and make it darker, but I want this to be colorful. Maybe I'll pull 1 yellow just as a little bit. Maybe we'll do a few that way. I could, like I said, I could do every single piece of this a different violet. We could do that, but that's a lot. Homemade and store-bought purples. Rowan says, I'm excited for purple. It's my favorite color. It's a great color. I find myself shifting from the blue I like into a slightly more indigo blue, like starting to get into a little bit of a violet lately. Like, I have some indigo fabric dye. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. I bought, and this is a secret because it'll go in the stuff we bought in Japan video that we're going to probably film later today. I bought 2 kimonos. There was a kimono store, a secondhand kimono store in Shinjuku area. And I went in there specifically looking for kimonos I could tear apart and like redo stuff with. And they had a whole section of ones that were like stained and like needed work for some reason, or like they had a hole in one spot for whatever reason. So they were like meant to be reused in a different way that wasn't like wearing somewhere. So I bought 2 of them. And they are, I believe, 100% silk. Sounds like something Haley would love. Yeah. So I saw a dress someone had made out of kimono parts when I was there in Fukuoka. And I was like, this isn't that hard. Like, how they did this? So I kind of want to maybe do one that way, and then the other one, maybe look up some other things people have done with kimonos. And then I went to a book off in Fukuoka and found a really, really, really pretty... oh my god, it starts with an F. It's a different type of kimono. It's the really pretty ones that like teenage girls wear with the really long sleeves. Furisode? Furisode. And I really wanted to buy it because it was blue. And it was like the most pretty blue. But by then on the trip I had a backpack. And it was only like 1,000 yen, which is like less than $10. But I didn't want to like shove the pretty kimono into my backpack into a ball this big and then try and get it back to the US. Go back and get it. I know. I was sad. Like, I did consider buying it and shipping it home. Like, that was one of the things I thought about. But also, like, they were closing and they were saying on the announcements, like, please get out of the store. It was really pretty. I think about it. Anyway. Next time I go back, I'm gonna go and look for something like that specifically. The 2 I bought at the secondhand store that was not the book off are very, very high quality silk kimonos. They're not like cutesy pretty like the one I saw at the book off was, but they're quality. Sketchy online deals. Did they play Auld Lang Syne? They did. And then there was like the book off music. Like it cut from that to the book off music and I was like, wow, that is a jump. It was fun. We have 100 bits from Dragonstorm, 31 months from Jet Prower, 19 months from Strawberry Hearts, and 7 months from Aggregated Molecules. Thank you all for resubs and bits this morning. There's also an art in the queue. I can go click that. What is this? Oh, the balloonies. That's what they were. See, I was right. It was balloon something. But they were plasticky. But I wasn't sure what they were made of, and they seemed super sketchy. So, like, when Carly had them and was messing around with them when we were kids, I was like, I probably shouldn't touch this. I was also discovering I had a latex allergy myself, like, not with doctor assistance at that time in my life. Because I had gone to the dentist, and then I had a reaction because they had latex gloves. And at the time, I was like, this has to be like the cleaning stuff they used. Whatever they used with the cleaner messed with me, and that's what I'm having a reaction to. And I didn't know. And my mom was like, I don't know, see how you feel in the morning. She had no idea what an allergic reaction looked like. And then the second time it happened, I had been playing with water balloons. Partially super glue. And like, I must have like tried to tie it off with my mouth or something, and then I had a reaction again. And then it clicked, that's what that was. So after that, I was like, I just gotta stay away from balloons and gloves. So then I just started telling doctors I had a latex allergy. And then when I finally saw an allergist a year and a half ago from now, I told him that story, and he's like, well, based on what you said your reactions were, he's like, you're spot on. That's what that is. So. Fun. Okay, coffee's gone. We can start painting. What I need to do is I'm nervous about like deciding what colors are going where. I just need to do it. And then I just need to make sure I use a different color next to it. And like I did fine when I was using my color pencils here. I just need to do the same thing. It's just like start putting color down. As a kid, learning that some people didn't have their mouth feel tingly after eating certain things was a bizarre feeling. I had kiwi recently, and kiwi is a cross allergen with latex. Like they're structurally or like chemically or something similar. And I learned that, and I was like, well, I've never had problem with kiwi. And then I had kiwi recently as an adult, and I was like, oh. Hi.
Did you tell the story of, was it Dan eating?
No, I didn't get there yet. Dan had bell peppers like in the last 2 years. And he's like, gosh, these are spicy. Are these jalapenos? And we're like, no, those are bell peppers. And we're like, Dan, are you allergic to peppers? And he's like, is that what this is?
Yeah, he had said like, he's like, yeah, I don't like bell peppers because they're spicy. And everyone just kind of stared and was like, what? He's like, you know, because when you eat bell peppers, like your mouth just tingles like crazy. And we're like, Dan, that doesn't happen to us. And he's like, uh-oh.
Could you go get my kimonos before I have paint on my hands?
Yeah.
Thank you. They're on the floor of the bedroom.
The floor of the bedroom.
Uh-huh. I need a good brush for this. Good brush. Probably a small brush, because this is smaller than I probably intended this to be. I measured everything. I think it's going to still turn out really cool. But I wanted it to be a little bit bigger when I started sketching it. What do I feel about you? Kimonos.
I might go to the store.
I know, you told me.
Okay. Do you want anything from the store?
Bring leftovers for dinner.
Yes.
I think we're set. You're getting butter?
I'm getting butter.
I'm already running low on grapefruit juice, but that's not the store.
That's not the store.
I know.
I'm sorry. You're going to Costco.
I know you're going to the Costco. I'm fine without anything from the Costco.
Okay, I'm getting Costco butter because you get a lot of.
Okay. Like the only thing I'm like interested in is you wanted to bring me back like Bojangles fries.
Oh, you asked for that the other day.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I didn't even remember.
Oh, that's where the stain on this one is.
You've been craving that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I will do my best.
Okay.
Can I interest you in McDonald's fries?
What am I painting on? This is a bike Mudflap. That's what I'm painting on. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna show this. This is one of my kimonos that I got, and there's a water stain all over the collar here. I can see it in the light, just barely, it's yellow. But it's this mauve color.
Oh, I was gonna take the kimono back.
Oh,
I'm standing here.
I see. I was just gonna throw them that way.
Oh, okay, well.
See, it has sleeves, but it doesn't have very long sleeves. But it's very nice silk. Yeah, there's a stain here too. But like I said, these were meant to be used for a different purpose because they have these stains on them. But this one, it's not just this solid purple color. I gotta find them. Near the bottom, there's animals. Here we go. So there's a bunny. There's some bunnies right here. Oh, I have a zoom button. Look at the bunnies. They're cute. This one's riding a donkey. There's a frog too. Where's the frog? Oh, there's a frog. There's a frog on this one. There's two frogs right here. There's a shadow because of the silk. Anyway, that's why I bought this one. It's because it had animals on it. Okay, there's the purple one. And then the other one I got is blue. So it looks... I don't need the zoom for this one. This one does not have as little deep details. It's just blue and black and has cool patterns on it. So this is my other one. And then the inside is blue. So when I went into the secondhand store, I was hoping for something cutesy and like really, really, really pretty. But this one, like I said, these are both like high quality silk. So I was still happy with like what I found. I was just hoping for something like super cutesy with like flowers on it. And then I found one later and couldn't bring it home. Oh, only the bottom is blue. So then I bought these. So I'm gonna do something with them. Anyway, thank you.
I'll take them back into the room. And I'll be leaving shortly, so I'll see you later. Love you.
Okay, love you, bye. Anyway, I was picking out a paintbrush. How do I feel about this paintbrush? This one's probably what I need. Maybe this one? This one's better. Okay, one more. What about this flat? This flat. This is it. This is the one. And I need paper towel. So I'm just gonna start with straight up Dogzine Violet purple. Oh, here's mine. I think I showed it off last week, but on my Mudflap, I'm going to do these Art Nouveau snowdrops. And I think I'm gonna do a teal base background and then I want to do silver because I like it better, but I think gold will contrast better, like a frame around it. And then I have all of the leaves down here doing their Art Nouveau curlicues, some leaves coming up like this, and then the snowdrops themselves. Snowdrops look a little bit like lilies of the valley, and they grow quite similar actually. They're bulbs. Alright, so here's our first color. This is Dogzine. And Dogzine alone is actually quite dark. We have a 32-month resub from Ryan. Good morning. Alright, so I'm just going to pick like 3 spots, and I think that's a good number. And we're just going to paint them purple. And I'm going to start with this one. One. I could count how many spots I have to fill, but I haven't. And then we're gonna go here. Two. This will come together eventually. Art Nouveau is my favorite art movement. Isn't it gorgeous? It's so pretty. And then down here, let's go with one of the larger ones. We'll fill in this whole outer piece. Ow. The thing I'm going to do last is the background, like the negative space, because I haven't decided if I want it to be light or dark or somewhere in the middle yet. Because there's a lot of ways it could go. So I want to do everything else, and then maybe I'll take a picture and go into Photoshop and just like fake paint it on Photoshop and see how it feels. See if I want it to be light, dark, or somewhere in the middle. Maybe I want it to be black. Don't know. All right, so that was that. Now let's take this and we're going to go lighter with it. This color plus white is just the most gorgeous purple. It's probably one of my favorites. That was not quite enough. Because it is such a dark pigment, it takes quite a bit of titanium white to lighten it. How do I feel about that? Lighter. See, the beauty of this painting is even if it's not the exact purple I want, I can still use it on a different spot because we're just going on vibes. I just want all different purples, nothing the same touching each other. There's no real thought behind it otherwise for what I'm doing. All right, there's my next purple. That's actually really similar and I don't know if I like it. Let's paint one spot, see how it feels. I did forget, because I double traced a few of these, how I want them to go. Yeah, that's not that much lighter, to be honest. I thought it was. We can just make it lighter. I can zoom in too. You can't see all of it. You can only see the down part here. So I filled that piece in. All right, we'll add more white. I think this will get faster as I kind of get in the rhythm of like making a purple and painting. And right now I'm just kind of unsure, like, I think I'm putting too much thought into this. And I need so little of it. Oh yeah, that's much lighter. Let's see. Pencil, pencil. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. There. When I traced some of these, they didn't end up quite right. I like the vibe of this song. All right, I'm gonna do 3 on this one as well. Where should I put this one? Here. And then I'm gonna go even lighter with this because I want to use up everything with this color first. So I'm like, okay, I'm done with Dogzine. Next, purple. And if I keep skipping which one of these little puzzle piecey things, I've filled in with a purple, then they won't be touching each other. Like all of the dog scene ones are on different pieces so far. So I have like an inner ring, a middle ring, another middle ring. So maybe like this one is going to be the outside frame. That one really hurt. This bar is in my way. I have been considering getting a new easel. But I think the better investment for me would be an overhead cam so you can see paint mixing. I'm also trying to leave no texture with this. I'm trying to keep the paint very flat. Mel asking for a camera? Vagabond, why not both? Comparatively, the easel is cheaper. What else can I do this light purple? Let's do this ring down here. I've seen some really cool like integrated furniture easels that are like storage units and then an easel that's part of it. It doesn't really suit my purposes here, but like maybe I could put it in my office and do other paint on it that's like not streamed, which is something I do want to do at some point. And it's not, the work would still be like on Redbubble and eBay. But sometimes you just want to listen to your own music and jam and paint and use natural sunlight. All right, what down here? Let's do this. Oh, I can zoom in for you while I'm painting one of these. I do think this is a nice chill painting to get back to work, like after being gone for a while. It is not super difficult or taxing to think through mixing just purples and painting spaces I've traced from my Photoshop template. There, zoom. Who needs the sun anyway? It's a dreary day, or at least it was when I opened all the blinds this morning. And I was like, oh, fall is over already, and I missed it. Which is fine. Alright, this is the lightest color I think I'm going to do with this pigment. This one, I mean. Let's see. Let's put this here. Ooh, that is super light. I can zoom in again. It's very tiny. Can you even see that color? I have such a glare. It's right here. And then maybe I'll only put this one in 2 spots. Where do I want to put it? Here. And then this tiny triangle. Yeah, those are far enough apart. Okay. Coworker in Wisconsin got snow the other day and then it all melted and now it's freezing, but there's no snow. My mom sent me a video of snow in her backyard and I asked Carly, and Carly's like, it went around Minnesota or Minneapolis. And I was like, ah. You missed it all then. All right, I need to do I want to do a darker purple? I don't think so. What I think I want to do is take some more of this purple and do a second layer because it's so transparent. Maybe just right here because it looks like it's a bit lighter. Yeah, just to even this one out. Sometimes I just press it to see if the paint is flat. And there's no texture, because I don't want texture on this. Alright, that's it for dog zine. I think we're good there. So I'm gonna get my paint sheet and get rid of all of this. Or we could just do fun swipe here, which is kind of fun. Okay, now new purple. Let's do medium violet. And we're gonna do the same thing. It may not be like the same amount of purples I do with this tube of purple, but it's a slightly warmer purple. It has a dried ring on it, we gotta get that off. And then we'll start mixing some of our own homemade purples up. And like this one is lighter, just in general. So maybe on this one I might also mix it a slightly darker shade. Let me do that. Alright, so these are all the dog zines that I used. And then this is the medium violet. It's a slightly more red violet. So if I just mix a little bit of white into this, and then run out promptly because it's acrylic. See, it's a bit pinker of a purple. So we're just doing like different shades, and we're just gonna fill all of it that way. Monochrome purple. So I'm gonna start with it by itself. Ooh, this is getting old. God. No. That can be later tonight. I'm gonna put it here first. Once I get these frames, like this one and then this one, I have to be very careful about filling in my little shapes. I thought you were streaming in the wrong channel. Wake up, Radio Dread. We're on a different channel. Did I think the alert was going off? Yeah. It's the same when the Kirby song comes up. 1. 2. 3. What do I want to do down here? 3. Okay, that one's done. Now let's mix a lighter color. Well, I'm certainly awake now. I was really struggling during Kirby Air Riders last night. I think there was like a little bit of jet lag just still hitting me. Just a little bit. But also, I hurt my hand a lot yesterday. I had been, I washed my bike because it needed it before I left for Japan. And then I planted some snowdrop bulbs, and we have rose bushes in our front landscaping bed. And there was a piece of one of them that the thorn got into my knuckle with my gardening gloves on, which have that coating, that like rubberized coating, you know? And I pulled it out and I was like, huh. And then I took the glove off and there was still a piece of the thorn stuck into my knuckle. And so I got that out, and when I was done, I was basically already done by then, I went inside and washed my hands, washed that spot, and I was like, okay, I'm good. And then during the stream, I was like, gosh, my knuckle hurts. And it was like really swelled up and like bending it, like even here, like I can do this, like here hurts. And then getting it all the way I can do, it's just like tense. I don't know. It's better this morning than it was yesterday. Like the swelling is gone. But I was confused. I was like, what happened? Oh, I need to swatch this. It kind of is. So we're gonna see what happens there. I think it's fine. Because once I got off stream and Steven was still playing, I went and like cleaned it with peroxide, which I know isn't great, but it would kill anything in it. Put some Neosporin on it. Band-Aid. Got a little dizzy because there was a tiny drop of blood. I'm still getting Charlie horses. There's a banana downstairs I should eat, but it is better. I don't think I got much potassium in Japan, because I was getting really bad Charlie horses in Japan. And normally I get them in the arches of my feet. All right, one more. It's a pretty purple. Isn't it really pretty? It's a little pink, even though I mixed it with, quote, medium violet. But next to the other ones, it's looking very pink. Oh, let's do a tiny one right here with this. One of the things I need to do, probably not today, which is sad, probably Monday, is my mom gave me a gift card to a garden place, and I need to go get a plant. I don't know what kind of plant I need to get. Want to get. Do I want to do one more lighter version of this color? Let's mix it and see. I need to look at stuff to get, thank you. What do I want to get? Isn't it difficult? I know. That feels quite different. I could go with this. Let's just do like maybe 1 or 2 with this. We'll do a tiny one over here. And then let's do this one. Wait, let's see. Yeah, that's right. Have I painted any next to each other yet? No. We're starting to get there though. New plates and bowls. I need 1 container because I have a, oh god, how is it spelled and pronounced? Draciana? Oh my god. It looks like a truffle tree. I have 1 of those that needs its new pot. I kind of want to get a different pothos. Pothos? My mom always said pothos. Because I have just a plain regular one. And then, what's the big ones with the holes in the leaves? The really big. Like, I kind of want to get one of them. You could always use more mint. Nope. We're gonna do a darker version of this color. I really need to use up this Mars Black because the opening of this container is getting bad. Mint is evil, right? It's so evil. Most weedly of weeds. It is. It really is. Alright, I have to be very careful about how much black I add to this, because it will very quickly just get too dark. But I need it to be different enough from its base shade. Tone, hue, hue. Current pole, mint. Is that different enough? If I get any darker, it's just gonna look like black. Maybe we'll just do it in like a spot. Options for mint. I do need some darker colors in this. We're going super light. Let's put it... There's no dark here yet. I'll put it here. There's too much paint on this brush. Is mint bad for cats? I don't think they like it to begin with. I don't know if it's like toxic. but like it's so strong smelling, I don't think they like it. Kepler never liked it. "13 of you, 62%. Mint, yay. And 8 of you are in the same boat as me. Mint. It's fine, it's in the same family as catnip. See, that's what I was kind of thinking, Andream. They're related. Is it a nightshade? Like tomatoes are? Alright, I think we're done with this purple. I eat mint right off the plant. Hire a vagabond to come to your house and get rid of all the mint in your yard that you no longer want. I'll do it. Purple. What I need to do is find out what kind of mint it is. I'm pretty sure the mint on my patio is a peppermint. Well, I've exhausted all the violets I have pre-made. Time to make a new one. Let's start with... Do we want to do fun or do we want to do boring? Don't threaten me with a good time. Because I can mix the pigments and I can mix the primaries. So we're gonna go with Cad Red Hue. And what? Let's go with Phthalo. Let's see how that looks. Man, I'm getting a lot of emails this morning. Because we just did a red, a warmer violet. We could do an even warmer violet. I say we do that. Let's do an even warmer violet. So we're going to put a decent amount of Cad Hue because I don't feel like being hyper vigilant about the cadmium this morning. Because this is the warmest red I'm using, is Cad Hue. And then, I don't know what would look better, Phthalo Blue or Ultramarine with this. Let's start with Phthalo. And if I don't like this purple, then we'll switch to Ultramarine. Alright, Cad. Phthalo. Oh, that's not pretty at all. That's actually really gross. Let's add more blue to it. That's really... Okay, it looks better on camera. It's not very pretty. It's actually really bad. Let's add more blue. It's very brown. I think I wanted Ultramarine to go with Cad. I'm doing this on my gray palette because it gives me a better idea of the color. Alright, let's mix just a little bit of white. It's a very gray purple. Like it's quite neutral. Let's go back to this. It's very gray. So there was enough in these colors for it to get kind of canceled out. I don't like it. That's fine. I didn't put it on the thing yet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try Cadmium Red with Ultramarine and see if I like that purple better. Or I could do the Phthalo with Alizarin. There's so many ways we could go. Some of these caps, I need to find my backup caps and replace. They're popping and cracking. This is one of them. Ooh, I like this less. Maybe it's just the cadmium. Maybe I should just stick with alizarin. Although when I add way more ultramarine to it, then it gets better. Yeah, this is better. Okay. Ultramarine. I need more. I need to remember to make sure that's closed all the way when I'm done streaming, the ultramarine blue, because the cap is really broken. I don't want that tube to dry out, it's relatively new. We have a 2-month resub from Earthen Tiger, who says, I've been getting into art lately and I've really enjoyed listening to your past streams while I draw. Well, thank you. Thanks for being here this morning. Oh, I'm clicked on the wrong window. I gotta click on the right window. There we go. I am enjoying painting again after being gone for a while. I took so many photos. I'm really excited to like go through them finally because I haven't done that yet. And then flag some of them for painting ideas. I think I need to go a little bit more blue with this one. Because I was trying to do an even warmer violet, but I didn't like how it was looking. It was too burgundy. So we're gonna go indigo. And it is quite dark. Maybe too dark for this. Oh yeah, that is way too dark. I should maybe do one with this though. Is it too blue? Let's find out if it's too blue. It's a little blue. I think that's okay. Make it a little bit more analogous color schemed. Just a little. Okay, so I need a dark space. Let's put this... This frame? This frame, I've decided. That needs another layer. It's super transparent and looks really bad. We're starting to put pieces next to each other, so it's starting to like look like it should. And that's becoming fun. Maybe both. Let's start here. We'll do that one, and then we'll do this one. And we'll do a zoom in so you can see that's starting to come together. This one needs some more. I only have the tiny inside corner done on that. Way too much paint. If I have too much paint on the brush and I push down too hard, it'll smear into the pieces that are already done. And I don't want to have to mix those colors up again. And I almost just did it, but I got it right on the line. That was very close. I'd rather not have to do 2 layers on everything, but if I have to, I have to. Alright, let's lighten this one up and do another few with it. My palette looks kind of fun today because there's all these purples on it. You can start to see the true tone of this purple now when there's some white on it, so it's actually showing itself and not just dark. It has a red sheen to it from the cadmium hue, which is interesting. That even though I've had it totally mixed in with each other, and it's like a nice purple, but when I scrape it and then put it back down on the palette, there's like this redness that comes through. It's interesting. Because it's already fully integrated in, it's just still there. How do I feel about this? I think it's just a smidge too dark. Just make it a little bit lighter. Okay. I'm just testing things. These are all my tests. And then this is the actual thing. So I'm testing each color against itself and then making a decision about where it goes on here. Currently in the almost done but worried I'll ruin it phase of a drawing I'm working on. It's a gift for a friend. I'm trying to push through the stress. I know that feeling well. It's like, oh, this is the crucial stage. When I was on the bike painting, which I don't have here because it's in the show right now, I was like, oh, I really like it. What if I ruin it by painting the bike? And I was there with the leaf painting, which is the one on eBay right now. And I don't want to touch it because I got paint on my hands. But I had done all the leaves and I was like, this is great. The ripples are going to ruin it. I can't do that. But they didn't. There was a fear they would. Which one do I want to be this color? Here? Yeah. I need to go see that in the show before the show is done. The bike painting. Should message the coordinator and ask when it's done because I can't remember. I'm sure I'll get a message that's like, come pick up your artwork. Ooh, I painted this one real bad, but that's fine. When I do the ones next to it, I'll fix it and clean it up. Does the design have meaning or is it designed to look pretty? It is inspired by a art piece at NC Art Museum. I can't think of the artist's name right now, but they do these same designs, but it's every color and not just purple. So it's kind of an homage to that, kind of an artist study. This might be too dark for this one, next to this other dark piece, but maybe it won't matter in the end. And down here, this piece really needs something, so we're going to do this one. Did I tell you guys about the art museum we went to in Japan? In Yufuin? I don't think I told that story yet. God! Hi. That was so loud and scary. Whew, okay, so Yufuin story. When we were planning the Japan trip, I was on Google Maps just kind of poking around being like, oh, what fun stuff can we do in this town that we will be in for a few hours? I wasn't looking. Did you die? The garage door scared me. And then I was just like clicking on things on Google Maps, and I was like, oh, a museum. And the museum was just this art museum out of a lady's house. She just charged, I don't remember, 500 yen? And it was just like her personal collection of artwork she's collected. And she like walks you around. And then if the reviews were like, oh, this is a really nice little thing. If you speak some Japanese, she'll talk to you about the artwork. And she may even serve you like coffee or tea or something. And shout out to Chaz, who talked to her. And I listened and absorbed like half of what she was saying. Anyway, it was super fun and cute, and I bought a postcard to send to a friend of mine. And the artwork was a lot of shapes and colors. Actually. Like some of the work that was in her house. But she was very sweet. She told us about her son's dog and how big it was, and how everyone was like slightly concerned about how big the dog was. Alright, what do I want to do here? This one. I'll do a zoom in. So that was a fun experience. When I had found it and then we decided to do that day, I was like, I don't know what to expect. This is either going to be great and we will be glad we did it, or it will be like, well, that makes a good story. And the answer was it was both. It was great and it made a good story. Some of the artwork she had on display was just absolutely gorgeous. This needs a second layer here. Where can I put my hand? It sounds like a very special experience, Molecule says. Yeah, there was quite a few of those in Japan that were very fun and special. Interactions with people. There was a day I had an elderly gentleman come up to me and ask me if I spoke English. Because, I don't know, maybe I spoke French for all he knew, but he did ask me if I spoke English, and I said yeah. And then he said he learned English from the Beatles. And then he sang Can't Buy Me Love. And then we talked, and I taught him some English phrases. He was talking about how the tide was really high because it was a full moon. And I was telling him how we were going to Miyajima later that day. And he was saying that because the tide was being so extreme because of the full moon, he's like, you should be able to walk out to it. And I taught him the English phrase for that. I said, when the tide is doing that with the moon, I said, we have a special name for it. And I told him it was a king tide. And then I had to translate the word king. And I pulled up like a photo of a king. So it was like an illustration emoji of a king. Oh, that's the wrong button. Like with the crown, like an English king. And then he understood it. And he's like, I like that. You are my English teacher today. He was a nice guy. And then he told me he had to get back because his wife was making lunch and he didn't want to be late. I taught him about barbecue in America and about how there was different types of barbecue and about how where the area I lived in was known for barbecue with vinegar. So then I had to pull up the word for vinegar. And I was explaining how Texas, because he knew of Texas, had like a tomato barbecue sauce. And he said his wife was making barbecue for lunch. Maybe he would ask for vinegar to go with it. There's way too many barbecue sauces, yeah. He was sweet. I kind of felt like he went to that area of town to hopefully meet some tourists to speak English to during the day. Because he was like of the age where he was retired and didn't have a job, and so that was his entertainment. Hopefully not just vinegar by itself. I did pull a recipe and tell him what else was in it. I didn't just say, yeah, pour white vinegar on it. But now I'm curious if I take like a rice wine vinegar and, God, what else is in North Carolina barbecue? And like make that. I wonder what it would taste like. Recook the meat. All right, are you similar to some of these? I feel like you're different enough. That's good. We'll just do this for this color. Probably be extra sweet, maybe. Japanese fusion, North Carolina barbecue. That town, if I win the lottery and my life changes dramatically and I move to Japan, I'm gonna move to that town. They're known for citrus, and as you all know, grapefruit is the best fruit. They didn't really have grapefruit, they had a lot of lemon, but lemon's also great. They had a lot of cats and bicycles, and there was a thriving art scene. There was this one building on the shopping street that I couldn't quite figure out what it was. There was a sign up that said something about a club, but there was also artwork that was on an honor system you could buy, and it was all sold out both days I was there, and I was sad about that. And there was like a gachapon where you could get art from it. And then every major store that was open on the shopping street had a painting in the window on display with ribbons. So there's some sort of contest going on for like local artwork, something. I don't know exactly what it was. I never found like an explanation of that. And I was like, this is the town for me. I'm gonna move to Onomichi and live there. Okay, purple. More purple. Current poll, best fruit. If Costco sold grapefruit juice, we'd be in trouble. Do all the way. I'm gonna start by painting this color down here. I spoke to one of the shopkeepers on the Shimanami Kaido, who is a cyclist and has a store where he sells just cycling gear, like not bike gear, like clothing. And I told him that I had biked the Arakawa River a week prior. And he said that his shop used to be over there, actually. He has a really nice road bike. Best fruit. Lime. I didn't even see what the options were. Whoops. Alright, let's do this one. I have here and here right now, so maybe here? Yeah, that was a good choice. Can't handle the tartness of it. That's the best part. But I was also the kid who really liked warheads, so. There was one time, my mom used to work early in the mornings, so we had like a person she'd drop us off to in the morning to, like, it was like a babysitter, but we'd go there and hang out in the morning, and then we'd walk to school from there. I believe she knew her from when she was young. I think it was like old friend of my mom's, actually. And I remember, because this lady did this for other people's kids too. I think I'm done with this purple. We'll do another purple, and then we might wrap up for today. Anyway, I remember my mom brought grapefruit for me to eat because I never loved cereal. Like, I'd eat it, but the thing I wanted to have for breakfast was yogurt or grapefruit or maybe like a bagel with butter on it or jam. Which was wild. This lady was like, Dawn, your child. Carly wants nothing but cereal and Mallory wants literally anything else. Let's see, we're going to do alizarin and maybe phthalo this time. Maybe I'll get the warmer purple I'm looking for. Anyway, my mom had brought some grapefruit for me. And the lady was like, do you want it like toasted in the oven with sugar on top? Because you can do that. You can put sugar on top of the grapefruit and stick it under the broiler to caramelize it. Like a really weird creme brulee. And I was like, no, just grapefruit plain. Just slice it in half and give me a spoon. And she was like, that's really sour. And I'm like, I know. That's what I want. Slightly healthier creme brulee. I've never actually had bruleed grapefruit. Maybe I should try it. Maybe I'd be like, what am I doing wrong all these years? Alright, this is way too burgundy. It's not purple enough. What did I use for this? This is phthalo. We want it to be warm of a violet. We just don't want it to be burgundy warm. It needs to be purple, but burgundy. But not burgundy. Like, because this is a good warm violet. We need it to be warmer than that, but not red. More alizarin. Alizarin. It can be a MalMakes stream in the future. My dad only ever ate grapefruit straight from the tree. Ah, the dream. One of my uncles had pear trees in his backyard. I remember going over there and getting pears. I need some titanium white to test this. It's way too dark. I should convince my dad to plant a grapefruit tree in Florida. He likes grapefruit. Did I get there? Is this a nice warm purple? We're kind of into these gray purples based on what I'm doing right now. Maybe I should have used ultramarine. It would have been less gray and more saturated. We can try that. Was there a partridge in it? Maybe. You can plant your own grapefruit tree. I don't know if grapefruit trees would do well in North Carolina. I don't think they would do well because it gets a little colder here. We're not really known for citrus in North Carolina. Peaches, sure. Pawpaws, yeah. But sometimes with fruit trees in general, like I know pawpaws are this way. You need, I think, 2 because they need to be able to cross-pollinate. They can't self-pollinate. What did I say? Ultramarine? And I don't really have the space for that. One of my neighbors has a persimmon tree. And I tried persimmons for the first time in Japan. That was fun. I had a breakfast fruit bowl along with the ridiculous amount of breakfast that I had that morning. And it had a bunch of local fruit in it, like figs. Oh, this is a way better purple. Yeah, ultramarine and alizarin was the way to go. All right, let's test this with some titanium to see exactly what it looks like. I think I need to go a little bit warmer. Just a little bit. To make it slightly different than the medium violet. Alright, is this too red? Yeah. That's so pink. Let's do a zoom. Get the glare off of it. It's way too pink. Alright, a little bit more of this. Like a little bit more mauve. Just a little bit. Okay, test it again. Compare it to this color. Yeah, we can do this. Persimmon is my favorite. Persimmon, figs, and pomegranate. Oh, I never swatched all that the way I was doing that. What color was that? Not that one. This one, and that one. Okay. Back to this. It is a little red still. I just don't want it to be too purple. I want it to be warmer. Because we've been doing some cooler blues. We have 2 cooler blues and we have 1 warm blue. I mean purple, oh my god. I do think it's a little dark, and I do have quite a bit of dark on here. Maybe I'll do a couple. Or mix it just a smidge lighter. got a ding. Was that in the music? That was like an iOS message. I don't think that's any lighter visually. Figs are underrated. They are very good. Okay. Time for this color. Where do I want to put this? Here. I think this just shows me I need to have more purple colors in my palette. Time to go to the art store. Shoot. I say this incredibly sarcastically. I hate doing that. Done 3 of these. Do I want to do a 4th one? Yeah. A really good blueberry. Oof, heavenly. Spent a summer a mile away from a blueberry farm and would buy them you-picked by the pound and absolutely gorge myself. See, I don't feel like I've ever had an amazing blueberry. That's why they're one of my least favorite. Let's do a second layer. Color, where was this? This was here. One, two. I returned from the supermarket with dumplings and a banh mi. That sounds great. Tastes like artificial blueberry flavor. That's how I feel about gumdrop grapes, and I really like those. Those are my favorite grapes. The reason I buy grapes is because they're easy to eat. Cherries are probably my favorite thing though. Grapefruit's a pain to eat. I just drink the juice. I do like eating them. They're just not easy. But Wisconsin is definitely known for cherries, cranberries, and apples. I'm not saying they're like the biggest producer of those things, but that's what we had nearby. How many layers of this color do I want to do? I think I want to do this shade of it that I just mixed. And then I want to do an even lighter shade. I gotta show off my palette today when I'm done painting. It's so pretty. There's so many purples. I was explaining to my husband what Kringle is, and the website I found had those three things in their Wisconsin Kringle. Apple cranberry and cherries. Door County is known for cherries. New Jersey produces corn, tomatoes, cranberries, and blueberries. New Jersey is the best corn and I will die on this hill. Rowan. But Iowa corn. All right, new purple. Where do I put this? It's time to do another frame. Let's do this frame. Will I regret that? Maybe. Oh well, Mal next week can deal with that fallout. We're sorry to our Iowa viewers. When I grew up, my mom always wanted corn from, quote, the sweet corn lady. And I thought that was just like generic, like, oh, the lady who sells sweet corn. But I found out later as an adult that that was like the name of her farm stand, was the sweet corn lady. And then when we moved away from that part of the state, she would always say like, ah, it's not as good as the sweet corn lady. Nothing like New Jersey tomatoes. I have heard that, Rachel, from Noah. He does go on and on about how New Jersey is the garden state. Alright, well I did one of those. Those are probably the hardest ones to do for the frames. There's two that look like this, that have this double curve towards each other. I need somewhere else to put this light color. Maybe a small one up here. That one's gonna need to get touched up. I didn't want to ruin the frame though, so I had to do it the way I did. We have a 28-month resub from Keto Loves SM. Thank you. Good morning. And let's do one more lighter color with this, and that will wrap it up for today. There's not much of this. There's really not. Okay, let's see what we can do. Where do I want to put it? Oh my god. There. There. One more spot. These two diamonds, I think. And then we'll do a quick second layer and we'll be set with this. 2, and then down here. Cool. Let's do a zoom, even though it's only the bottom part you can see. It's looking good. I don't want to take it off the tape I have because I don't want it to not stick when I put it back. I have the hiccups really bad. All right, clean brush, clean palette knife. Oh wait, I had to do this. There's that. I have to re-clean this. Look at all these purples. There's a glare. That's all the purples I've been using. There's a few I didn't use where I tested it and it was not pretty, but that's the purples on the palette. I guess no Beau Fry. He's not back yet. The garage door you heard earlier was him leaving, not arriving. Did you all change your name to like purples in chat? Or is it just the people who are purple and blue talking right now? Here's a pink. Thank you, Radio Dread. It looks kind of purple next to everything else. Fossix, no, we're always purple. I know you're not purple. Vagabond. Vagabond, I don't think anyone changed their colors, Fossix can confirm. Mods. Alright. I gotta start thinking about this background, but I need to do everything else first. Today's Friday. Tonight we're streaming Odyssey. I do not think we'll finish it tonight because we have the dark side of the moon and the darker side of the moon. And I know those are harder. So we're not going to probably finish it tonight. Maybe next week, we'll see. So tune into Steven's channel tonight. I think he's playing Hades on Sunday. Monday night is going to be more Ghost Trick. So that is something I'm very excited about because it's kind of getting wild. Tuesday is going to be breakfast stream, but also he is going to be streaming Bonanza that day because we are going to see his parents for Thanksgiving. So he needed to move Bonanza to a day before. And I cleaned my hands so I could grab this painting. If you didn't catch it, there's a time lapse out. For this painting. Oh, it has such a glare because it's varnished. There. This painting is up for auction right now. So if you're interested in owning the actual canvas, which is this right here, that's up on eBay. And here, set that down there. Am I winning this auction yet? I think that's all the things that I have to announce. Steven's Nintendo Museum blog came out, if you didn't see that. So I think I'll send you there, sort of as the raid if you haven't seen it yet. Thanks everyone for tuning in to paint lots of purple shapes. I'd say we're halfway done with the shapes. I'd say next week we'll finish the shapes. And then the week after, I'll probably do the background. Oh, thanks for doing the roll. And then I might start mine. So what I need to do is I need to sketch mine out full size. Thanks for the purple. All right, everyone. Have a good Friday. I hope to see you tonight for Odyssey. Hope to see you Monday night for Ghost Trick. Once we finish Ghost Trick, we're playing Ghost of Yote, so I'm very much looking forward to that. All right, go watch the Nintendo Museum vlog, and if you've seen that already, I guess go tell Jiggy that purple's the best color, even though it's blue. Have a good afternoon, everyone.